Okay, this is the esteemed Anders, and this is the last match now for Wednesday of week 4. We have the replay game of LDLC and Virtus.pro. We're going to ignore all the controversy. We're going to take it as it comes, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it was a really close match. I mean, that's why there was so much controversy. So hopefully this one will be, the rematch will be just as much fun.
Definitely. We can just jump straight into the game then and engage in the knifing activities.
Let's do that indeed. So, yep, this is the game on Inferno between these two teams, LDLC and Virtus.pro. And we do have the rematch right here ready for you. See how it's all gonna end up. I mean, I don't know. Last time it felt like LDLC was sort of winning for a while. Then Virtus.pro started a sick comeback, and there was a lot of issues. And I don't know. I mean, obviously the screw up that happened made a difference, but it seemed like LDLC might have been able to win, earlier anyway.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing is that now we've seen LDLC play today and Inferno already against Dignitas, and I don't know. I feel like the LDLC we saw today against Dignitas isn't enough to defeat Virtus.pro.
I'm not sure. I would probably put my bets on Virtus.pro for this one.
Yeah, me too.
But not a lot. It's not like overwhelming.
16-10.
Yeah.
About 16-10.
16-10 seems to have been a good score. I think I'd put it closer. I'd be like, not that. I mean, that's pretty vague, but I'd go like 16-10.
Okay.
So like a little bit more for LDLC maybe.
It is hard to say, but we are going to be getting started and underway here very, very shortly. And the players are readying up as we speak. And I can't wait to see this one. I mean, two really great teams. And Virtus.pro, in my eyes at least, are one of the best, if not the best. It's hard. I don't want to make any crazy claims, but I feel like they're a very strong Inferno team. I feel like they really get the aggressive side of the CT defense, how to play counter setups as well to the current metagame, and their aggressive setups are so strong and well rehearsed as well. So
yeah, it can be really hard to handle, just like on Dust 2 or a lot of other maps for Virtus.pro. It's very hard to stop them once they really get the ball rolling. And look at what they've got going on here for the Polish side as well. One guy buying body armor, and that's Pasha. Everybody else with a grenade, so that's interesting. Virtus.pro having, I mean, this is risky play because those grenades can easily fall a little bit too short, a little bit too long, and then you're just left without body armor, which is really bad.
Yeah. And here they go. They're actually making their way in. Pasha falling back very, very smart there, and allowing Snacks to help him out. But Snacks is actually going to go down, and is still watching carefully over at Banana, but LDLC are claiming their territory. They have CD spawn and the surrounding areas, moving now into Banana area, the B bomb site. Neo is locking it down to begin with, but it's just not enough. Too much damage has been done. You can't stop the train.
No, you cannot. Taz coming up from Banana here, but they know where he is, and they're just all going to come from. They're not even waiting. Oh, God, they should have knifed him.
Yeah,
that was a big opportunity, but instead, Kaylee picks up a triple kill, and it will be LDLC winning the pistol round here for the first round of the rematch. So, the grenade. I don't know if there's the grenades necessarily. I think that was just LDLC with a pretty well timed push into the middle or in towards Archway, where they managed to catch it the first person, and then it all fell apart for Virtus.pro. So, yeah, I mean, the same could have happened even if Virtus.pro had body armor. Then that wasn't the big difference, I think.
Yeah, and let's see if Virtus.pro can show us anything interesting on the anti-eco here for LDLC. LDLC playing it pretty standard, playing it together, playing the ranges, playing it slow. We have known Virtus.pro to get a bit aggressive in any situation, any given situation, so they're definitely being wary of that. But mid is the chosen place to explore at the moment, but the smoke does deny them. So a little investment into the nades as well as they go pistol armor, in fact. So it wasn't just a buy of 300 for a CZ. It was they actually committed to the armor as well. So what do you make of this, Anders?
I think it's a good idea. I really like it, and I like the fact that they've already been pretty aggressive in the middle, trying to maybe force them over to the B bomb side. If they go B right now, it could actually work out pretty well for Neo over there with a smoke and a flashbang, but go up the middle instead. Bayali not really going to be able to get a kill there. Could have maybe taken down Apex if he was a little bit faster, but instead now, slowly but surely, LDLC are taking this mid control, and now they're actually going to go all the way back. And that's a problem because the only thing defending this bomb site is like this one decoy grenade, and they don't actually do that well.
And it looks like this should be a sure thing for LDLC because they're going in uncontested, gunning down, and you have to just... It's great to witness stuff like this because look at all the AKs we see. It used to be this thing you just could never do. Like, why would you buy AKs? You don't need to buy AKs and so on. But of course, the metagame changes. We see these pistol armor strategies, and if they're against SMGs, this is really strong to get the pistol armor. But a lot of teams now are going for the rifles, or at least on the CT setups we see it as well. Maybe not like as many as two players, but sometimes maybe just one buys the M4A4 or something. But that happens a lot in these days.
I do like the armor buy on the CT side on this map, but that's because of the range. CSET 75 is pretty much always good with armor, but the 5.7 and the P250 on this map, you're almost always going to be like in headshot range. So I think it's a pretty good idea. Not much happening here, but the fish they all died.
But then they resurrected again at the beginning of the next round.
Immortal fish.
Yeah, the magical fish. They must forever circle. It is the torment of the fish.
Is that like fish hell?
It is, yeah. Just repeatedly getting blown up every time. So LDLC with 2 rounds and still playing that anti-eco situation.
But Virtus.pro made a decision last round anyway, which is a reasonable decision. They managed to save their body armor and some pistols. You see the equipment value they have is like 4,800 still, almost $5,000 on them. So it's well worth it for them to just go and hide in the A-bomb site, because the only other alternative would be to try and get some exit kills. And instead now, if Snacks, Pasha, and Taz are in the right position, if they get some early kills, then it can really work out for them.
Yep. Yeah, it's one of those things. This is one of the reasons why CSGO is such a cool evolution of the Counter-Strike series, is that you have these gameplay changes making the pistols much more dangerous. It really opens the field, so to say, to have these new strategies enter into the game, making it just more exciting just overall. We're seeing like an anti-eco, but this really, like you said, it could go the way of Virtus.pro if they just get a little bit lucky and they're at the very beginning of the round. And Taz actually going to find the bomber there, but not much more. Nowhere else to run either. Neo and Snacks will come in now, but yeah, it's not going to go their way, and LDLC will take another round. I like how solidly LDLC are playing this.
They are. They seem very much on point here, the Frenchmen. So I don't know. This could be a little bit scary for Virtus.pro, I suppose. But we've yet to see them with rifles, and that can make a big difference, obviously, once we get into that stage of the game. Neo going to run away, and actually they find Snacks, even though he had the armor as well. Neo not going to manage to get a second kill, so it's just going to be Uzi going down, and the first 3 rounds here are looking really good. Virtus.pro have 2 kills on their side so far. So the Frenchmen, they're going to have a lot of money to start with, and Virtus.pro can say sort of the opposite. They have $150 total on their team.
Yeah, I mean, I have to stress it again. LDLC, they handled that really well, because the whole point of Virtus.pro making those buys is to be scary, and it can kind of just be this eruptive play where all of a sudden they get that one pick over at Banana or something, pick up the weapon, and they have these other 5.7s coming in, and 5.7 is really dangerous at the right range. It's a one-shot kill as well. So LDLC, they managed to navigate the minefield, and now they're in a really good position money-wise, losing so few players. And Virtus.pro only working with the rifles now because of these plays previously. So things are looking really good now for LDLC, and they're just taking it slow still. They're really feeling out Virtus.pro.
Yeah, seeing what's going to happen here. It's a bit of a problem for the Polish team as well, that they actually don't have a single smoke grenade left over at the B-bomb site. Bailey has 1, Taz has 1. But over here, it's Neo and Snacks left. Neo might be able to flash in on Snacks if he really wants to peek, but more likely this is just a counter-flash situation for Neo. Is he going to try for it? Yeah, he will go for the pop flash. Snacks going to be and won't catch anyone, and that might actually be a big tell here for Virtus.pro that it might indeed be an A push very soon, because they only saw that one person there. Look
how much map control LDLC have. They pushed Virtus.pro all the way back on the A-bomb site. They have no idea of what's happening until it happens, and this is happening right now. The A-bomb site is being attacked. Taz with a good position behind that crate. He's going to get 2, almost looking at the third 2. 2 players left, just Apex now, and Pasha. The biceps are too menacing.
Yeah, very well done. That I think you're right, though. Actually, LDLC managed to time the push that Virtus.pro only realized what was really happening when they were all the way in the bomb site. That should have been LDLC having a pretty good sort of upper hand, and especially because they put some smokes down that were really cool down towards the pit. Oh, that's a little bit too far down the pit here. So whoever was holding pit had a very, I think that's Bailey down here. Very slim chance of actually doing anything to help out. But still, Virtus.pro came out on top, and
Yeah. I think Virtus.pro are a bit too easy to give up the first couple defensive lines and then falling all the way back to site and the very furthest back positions very quickly. I think they could have put more fight in there, but it seems as if LDLC, they're playing at this pace where they are able, with flashes and grenades and so on, to slowly push them back. And Virtus.pro are showing a very defensive game right now.
Oh, and that boost from Happy is very cool, because Neo is sort of counting on the idea that the smoke that they're looking at right here is gonna help him out. But in fact, they look over the smoke with the boost up on that plant right there. It's very nicely done. And then, interestingly, they're sort of pushing up here. They're actually doing for another boost. They're really using the map here, LDLC. It's very clear that they've been studying how to play this terrorist side quite a bit. But they still have the bomb over at second mid, maybe moving up to the A bomb side, and that's a problem for Virtus.pro because they only have 2 people defending right now. Taz going to fall back, calling for backup, gets the headshot, but it's not going to be enough. He's still going to go down, leaving Bayali single man defending at A.
Can they do this? It's going to be very difficult for Bayali. They need to wait for reinforcements. They're going to find his position very soon. And Bayali's actually going to take down Apex, who challenged him. And there is the trade. Pasha, oh, he gets flashed out, and he's not going to be any help at all. And Snacks gets taken out. LDLC are doing this in a very, very smart fashion. They're playing so well. I almost wonder if we need to see more of the kind of expected aggressions from Virtus. I almost wonder if they are giving too much respect for LDLC and giving them too much position.
Feels like it at this point, doesn't it? Are they going to do anything? They have a Molotov here for Pasha. Are they going to fry him? No, they're just going to go for the shots. I was hoping. Yeah. I had my expectations up to see a little bit of some crisp Pasha there.
The interesting thing as well is that we just saw LDLC playing against Dignitas, and Dignitas have a very, very... I think they understand the aggressive game on CT Inferno extremely well, and we saw them really pushing it to the limits. And LDLC, they didn't know really the best ways to deal with it. They got kind of shut down all over the place. We're seeing an opposite style from Virtus.pro in how they handle the CT situation. It's so passive, and LDLC are just getting what they want.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the answer is either. It's really tricky because I was expecting Virtus.pro to come out in the 4th round with a very different style and being maybe a little bit more aggressive, as you've been saying. But right now, that's not happening, and LDLC are getting everything like they want. Pasha alone, 1 on 5 here. It's just an eco round for them, and he's going to walk right into 2 people waiting. Difficult for him to really do much of anything, and it's going to be 5-1. It's a good start coming out here for LDLC.
I would love to see a kind of shift of tempo from Virtus.pro. I want to see them being a bit more aggressive in apartments. Maybe if they're not aggressive in apartments, take play defensive on A at the start and take 3 guys to B. Try to push down to logs. Try to play, if you're not going to do that, try to play, 1 man in B. Try to get the aggression somewhere, somehow. Because we're seeing a very standard setup from them, and it's very passive. And it allows LDLC to move into all the positions they want without really wasting many nades or having any loss of life. Look how far we have 1 guy in Graveyard that's doing apartments. That's so far back.
It's a very, very defensive setup. There's no doubt about that. But that can also work out, but I don't know. I'm a little bit confused about Virtus.pro's playstyle here, because it's not very much like what they normally do.
Yeah.
But it's also partly because what they normally do does probably require a fair bit of confidence, and they are, can't really blame them for being short on that at the moment. Being 4 rounds down.
I love this from Pasha, hiding in the smoke with a mag. That sneaky little devil. Pasha just waiting there. And I desperately want to see something happen here with this mag.
It'd be cool, but it kind of feels like the Frenchmen are actually falling back towards the B-bomb site where Snacks is waiting, does only have a flashbang. Neo, though, has a smoke, and this is critical. This is going to be great. With the right timing here, Virtus.pro is definitely going to be able to hold this. Look at the time, 30 seconds left. Smoke goes up, and LDLC, they have to run through, and that's just complete death. Neo and Snacks picking up kill. There's no chance for them to even try and do this. Happy alone. Oh, God, that was beautiful. 1 smoke from Virtus.pro just won that round. And obviously, Neo saving it until that point. That's everything.
It's really funny, though, because they decided to test B in the end, because they haven't really tested B like that so far. And it's one of those situations where what they're doing on A is just working. Yeah. They are getting apartments. They're getting up mid without too much trouble. And I would like to see them doing that more and more, because Virtus have been pushed again and again there. They have yet to really show LDLC, I think, a really solid response to say, yeah, just keep trying this. We will just keep racking up the rounds if you do.
Oh, man. That was a big round, and it was just, I don't know. I mean, grenades are always important in any Counter-Strike round, but it's very hard for us spectating to catch all the grenades that happen. At this, you know, and a lot of them are just like standard grenades that they throw, like the one in the middle there to buy time, basically, make sure that LDLC can't take mid control yet. They'll have to wait a little bit longer. But the way, the fact that Neo had a smoke left when it was 30 seconds is very uncommon. Normally, you will have used all your smokes at that point.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But that won the round. That one smoke save, that did everything for
yeah,
Virtus.pro.
it was perfect. The timing couldn't have been better. It really looked like perfect timing. It's amazing to see that. And it actually, Kaylee is going to reclaim CT Arch for himself.
Oops.
And this is looking really good now. And Taz, he's put to the task. He can really save the round for Virtus, but he's got to come out huge. Nice little pop flash. Oh, he can't use it. Apex takes him down prematurely. And Virtus's hopes might have just fallen with Taz.
There's a little part of you that wanted that flashbang to work, right? Because that was a very nice idea. But this is a flawless round from LDLC. They very nearly lose Kaylee, but he still gets a kill, and he's on 4 HP. And Virtus.pro immediately forced back to saving the last 2 rifles here, which is very important. That's actually not all they're going to have. If they just need to save one of these rifles, then they'll probably force up anyway. But saving both is obviously better. But at least one has to survive here. Otherwise, they're going to have a member without anything for the upcoming round. There's Neo now, the only one left. They know it as well. LDLC, they really don't want him getting away with this one.
Certainly. And can he get the kill? Yeah, he does take him down. I really want to see Virtus just doing the very against Titan style, just 3-man down mid now, because they've been so passive the entire game so far on their defense.
Maybe. And look at it. Snacks 1,750. That's why they needed that one rifle. Because everyone else could have bought it from us, and they probably would have. Because they realize now that the French team is like getting a little bit out of control. The aggressive push you're talking about is... I kind of want to see it as well, but the problem is that... Well, actually, around like... The problem is just that a lot of the rounds from LDLC start off with the French team being very sort of... You know, the passive. They're not just like rushing up everywhere.
Yep. So
if you do that push, and again, and a team is waiting for you, it could go horribly wrong.
Yeah. There is always the risk, because you will have to use grenades too. So if it kind of fails, that you're using the grenades to buy some position so that you can get really nice map control. Then it doesn't work. Then you have to play defensively without grenades. So it can be really rough.
Taz could have actually got a double deagle in there, which would have been just great. The first kill was nicely done, but Apex also nearly fell to that deagle. It's back to a 4-on-4, and Virtus.pro picking up an eco round at this point in the game would be huge for them. They need something like winning an eco round, I think, to bring them back on track, because otherwise this is just all LDLC playing their own game at this point, and that's something that, I don't know, that's like Virtus.pro's strength, is actually forcing other teams to get out of their comfort zone. Yeah. And it's not happening right here for whatever reason. I mean, we've been sort of trying to highlight a little bit of it, but...
Yeah, I can see we're both kind of just trying to work out exactly what's happening with Virtus right now. Are they, without trying to sound like too critical, because they themselves are also trying to find the solution. You know, what is the right setup? How can we approach this? And they're still sticking with their playstyle. Of course, we're going to see them, you know, take a buy here. Maybe actually Pasha can save this AK. That'd be really, really nice. And maybe they can actually even win the round from this point. There's 3 players left. They're fairly low. Pasha's still alive, and he's going to be making his way. He's got no armor though. This is going to be very hard.
Yeah, no kit either, so he needs to land just some sickening headshots if this is going to work out. He's walking into the site looking for it, the spray not working, and that's his cue to just leave right away. It's going to be running out of here. So I think, I mean, I don't know, it's usually not a problem, I think, when we're sort of playing, but I think right now, if you look at it, it's a lot easier being like super aggressive and super bold in everything you do. If everyone on your team has, like, let's say $10,000, then you don't really care about, you know, rushing up and, like, you know, Pasha can do what JW or Kenny S does on this map, right? You know, rushing up into apartments and getting kills. He's perfectly capable of doing stuff like that. But if you can only barely afford an AWP, you might want to, you know, be a little bit more safe with it. And actually, that's another route that I just like to see Virtus.pro go here, is actually putting an AWP on Pasha instead of the M4 that he picked up now. But I think maybe it's like it's a combination of being a little bit shell-shocked by the Frenchman having such a good start, and then also having so little money that they feel like risking what they have is it's not really worth it. And that can be the wrong way of thinking, basically. Sometimes you just have to pretend that you have all the money in the world, and then it's not going to be an issue. Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. You can very easily get influenced by how much risk there is. It's like playing poker or something and getting like you make the wrong play because you're kind of oh, but I'll lose all my money.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll see how this goes now. They're playing the really defensive setup again, and I guess there is one plus to this, because if that crazy rush does come in, which smokes pit off and smokes off arch and stuff, they don't really get too heavily affected by that. They can react very quickly and be okay with this setup. But LDLC are just slowly creeping in, just slowly checking every angle, but they're not really doing something like that. And they have a spread across the map. They're just trying to make sure that Virtus.pro push really far back. Then they're like, okay guys, now we make a decision. Where do we go? Now that Virtus.pro are kind of blind.
Feels like it's going to be an A push again, and maybe with a little bit of distraction at B, but Pasha with a great opening here, shooting through the smoke. He's actually going to run up aggressively. Not sure if Apex is going to be ready for this. Indeed, he's not. The bomb is down here. Nicely done from Pasha. That's exactly what they needed. And now it's going to be down to Maniac and Happy here. 2 on 4 with 20 seconds left, and it feels like finally the Polish team is going to be able to pick up a third round for themselves. It's been kind of a long time coming.
Definitely, and here Maniac goes though to make their life hellish once again. He's got all the confidence in the world, but it's not going to amount to much. And actually, I want to highlight a little. This is like one of the, for one of those like little tips and tricks videos we saw from Pasha there. Of course, you can see this quite often in top level play. Sometimes there's a lot of value to just smoking off an angle completely when you're afraid their entire team's going to rush by. But sometimes you want to, by design, leave a little gap somewhere, because often what you're doing is you're baiting someone to move there, and because you already have your crosshair there and they don't know where you can stand, you have the advantage, and that's what Pasha used to basically help them win the round.
Yeah, that's really nice. I like that. Just very obvious from watching it that Apex had no clue that was going to happen.
Yeah, and it looks so obvious to us. It's great.
Well, that's the advantage of being the spectator.
Yes, it is.
Oh, this time though, Byali goes down. It's not the best start, and it's actually a big fake coming out over here at the B bomb site. Maybe even turn into a push if they are actually successful. Neo, did he hear them run back? If you heard them running back, and he may have, because look at Snacks already making a rotation. I think Virtus.pro have a little bit of a read about what's happening here. Taz taking some damage, and now LDLC. I think they're going to slow down. They have enough time to go back to B if they want to.
This setup looks very awkward. I mean, we have Taz who's very low. He doesn't want to be in an exposed position, so he's kind of going to the side, but there's also another teammate there. So if LDLC do decide to rush in there, it could get a bit grim for Virtus. And it looks like they're going back for B, actually. The bomb is traversing all the way up Bananas. They're almost there now, and I imagine they're going to toss over the nades and make the run in, and Neo is going to be put to the test here. He's got to make this count right now. Neo, it's all on you. What can you do? Oh, they are just charging in, and he gets one, and there's a team kill, which that works too, and that might just be enough.
That might be enough. It would have been a 3-on-3 otherwise. Kaylee taking down a teammate with a good headshot nonetheless. Now he's on 4 HP. Happy is in the back by Dark, and he's by new boxes here. There's no grenades left for Virtus.pro, so they're going to have to kill him with bullets instead. That bomb is ticking over, but they all have a kit, but they still need to move a little bit quicker than they are right now. It's a little bit too slow, I think, for Virtus.pro here. Happy sprays down one, and he's alone. 1-on-2 takes the double kill, but it's not enough. Pasha going to finish him, and there's enough time for the defuse as well. Triple kill from Pasha, and a 4th round for Virtus.pro. It's uncomfortably close here for the Polish team, but at least they're now winning the rounds.
It would have been really crushing for them had they lost that round because they had so much money round bonus, money round loss bonus. There we go, got there in the end. That's I think we saw that situation previously. He's like, you finally get the round, then you lose the next one, then you're really in trouble.
Yeah, that's no good. That's the worst feeling.
It's even a worse situation, even if you get the round, it's horrible.
We've even been speculating sometimes that like if it's worth it when you're winning a whole lot to give the other team like 1 round and then win again.
I think if you have enough money, that could definitely work.
It is a risk to do it, but it could be funny if one team just like was just confident enough to do that one day. Pasha here going to be taking down Maniac, and it's actually, well, Maniac didn't really have much of anything. Pasha going for more spray, going to be taking down Happy, and can he go for the triple? Peeks up, keeps spraying, very nearly a quad kill. But still, he's done enough to be allowed to rest a little bit here, I think.
Pasha flexing wonderfully there, and LDLC only left with Uzi and Kaylee. But believe me, that can be enough. But the smoke sauce is still up and running. And oh, okay. Neo's going to get the spray down through the smoke. That worked out probably a little bit better than he thought it would. But that's going to secure the round.
No patience at all for Neo. Just like, you can set up on the other side of the smoke, but I'm not going to wait for that. No reason to. 5-7 here, and they're bringing it back. That's now 3 rounds in a row here for LDLC, and there's not been a plant for for Virtus.pro, and there's not been a plant for LDLC either. So they are back to ecoing it. This could actually finish like 8-7 in favor of Virtus.pro, which would not be an ideal score, but then again we're back in that realm where they can actually win the game.
Yeah, now we're talking. This is much more pleasant for Virtus.pro indeed, and I wonder what will happen with this eco though. We haven't seen much from LDLC in that sense, but looks like they are just going to get shut down one after another. And I'm curious what they're going to do on the next round, because they had so much success on A, and that's kind of where they got their momentum from, where they generated it initially, just kind of pushing into A, taking over mid.
Yeah,
we'll probably just see the same sort of thing on the next round when they buy up the AKs. They haven't been very active with AWPing either, so.
Trying to think about what they can do to sort of make it back here. I mean, it could also be at this point, because they've been playing that defensive style throughout, that maybe a slightly more aggressive push is going to be something that can really work out for them, just because Virtus.pro have now adapted to one style. Maybe switch it up a little bit, try and see if they can catch him with something like that's not what they've been doing so far. But we'll see. Right now, it feels like it's just like a matter of time before Happy's going to lose this round. 20 seconds left. They're chasing him down, and there's the kill from Taz coming in. So 6-7 is what we're looking for here, and we're going to be moving into the 14th round, where LDLC can they can finally make a buy at least. And even for the remaining round, even if they lose this round, they should still be able just to pick up enough rifles here, because I think that's going to be 3,400 plus the 6. Yeah, so they'll have like around 4,200 each if they lose this round.
And I think, Virtus.pro have proven to be very, very strong at defending. I think the fast rushes actually. And with that very far back setup on A that they play, or that they go to very quickly after seeing some resistance in apartments and mid, that's a very good defense for those really fast coordinated rushes with the perfectly placed smokes and everything. So I feel like that's the reason we haven't seen it from LDLC. And Neo's going a bit nuts there, trying to push all the way down. Snacks is going to come in a bit late, but Neo, I mean, did he bite off more than he could chew right there?
It felt like he could have at least taken, he could have at least invited Snacks to that adventure if he really wanted to go and peek alone. I mean, I guess that's all right, but I would have probably had Snacks follow me in there. But then I may have just missed that, but I'm not sure if Snacks wasn't flashing me or something like that from behind. It could have been like that was what they were going for. Now over here, Apex with a good shot, taking down Taz. That leaves Spy Ali alone under the canopy here. And he's going to be spotting Apex out already, where they're coming from every angle, and he's just not quick enough to get those kills now. Snacks is left, and Pasha 2-on-3 here. Pretty important round for both teams.
Yeah, this is going to be really, really cool to see if Pasha can do this. He manages to take down Maniac, but there's still Apex and Happy left, and they're very healthy, and the bomb's going down. That's the money smoke right there. That's going to allow him to focus more attention over towards Quad, and he's going to find that headshot onto Snacks, and pushing slowly through the smoke. It's not going to work, Pasha, and it looks like LDLC pick up the round, and 6 rounds is definitely doable. So they're at least out of the danger zone of maybe 4 or 5 rounds, but they really need this 7th.
Yeah, Virtus.pro could make a comeback with 6 rounds. There's no doubt about that, but it's still very scary, especially because for this last round they actually have plenty of smoke, so that's good. But they have the one shotgun there. Now this is doable. This could be all right. But LDLC on the other hand with 8 rounds, a very good half for them, and they're going to be content with whatever happens, basically. I mean, 9-6 would obviously be a lot better, but even if this finishes 8-7, it's still going to be really strong. And there's the boost again.
That's actually so amazing from the other perspective, as we can see, because it's over the scope, as well as over smokes, but also it goes over the guy who's scoping. That is actually amazing.
It's very frustrating, especially because they've fallen for it twice now, so it's that's also going to be a little bit annoying. It's a good angle from Taz looking for the shot, but he's not quick enough. He's not going to get the kill, and instead, where are LDLC going to take this bomb? They have plenty of time, and they're trying to work over at the B bomb side. They're going to take down Pasha, and are we going to see this shotgun put to use? They're pushing in. At least Neo's up here, looks for the Nova, but no, he actually gets shot on top of the map, no place you can't normally go. There's a 2-on-4.
All right, so Taz, Bialy, it is on you, my friends, in the last round of the first half to try to make this 7-8, but the bomb is going to go down, and they're going to get pretty good post-plant setups. And Taz caught by surprise, but he reacts, and Bialy on his side as well manages to collectively bring it to a 2-on-2. Does get taken out, though, and unfortunately, Virtus.pro are unable to grasp that last round there, and it's going to go the way of LDLC. The French team doing really, really well, much better than I expected on the T side, I got to admit.
Yeah, that was some sick rounds coming in from LDLC. It seemed like Virtus.pro just never really found themselves, even the rounds that they did win on the CT side, they were really shaky. I mean, they survived sometimes with like one person left alive. It was not at all like we're used to seeing, but we'll see. Maybe this break between the halves can, you know, bring it back a little bit in their favor, and they're going to be starting on the terrorist side here. Winning the pistol round, probably essential, but look at LDLC. They see it coming. They know the push is on. It's going to be a Molotov bot, but still, they just rush their way in, and Taz picks up a quick double. Incredible play coming out from Virtus.pro. They actually just, they ran through the fire to get those kills.
They just don't care. And TazPro practices by running on hot coals every day. And Happy is they can definitely make this happen if they push in, if they're coordinated, if they cover the right angles at the right times. It's a big ask. And Virtus.pro are not going to give this away easy. Happy gets smoked off there. It's so hard to bust his way through that smoke, and he's going to go through the pool, but under so much pressure. Bialy to take him down. He can't quite find the head, and Taz will take him out. That was, I can't believe they didn't actually win that round.
Yeah, I mean, the setup from LDLC was so good. They saw it coming. They read Virtus.pro. They just, you know, they remembered from some practice game they had a while ago. They just said, all right, they're probably going to do that thing, and then they did. That's almost even more infuriating when you actually do have like the right counter for it, but you still can't actually win the round.
Yeah.
But it goes to show something that I've been trying to sort of say for a while, is that having a Molotov in a pistol round is cool. I like the idea, but you can't put it up and then expect people to not run through it, because in pistol rounds people will do that a lot more than they will in rifle rounds, just because of how the pistol, especially the Glock, works. So
that's a really, really good point, and it is up to LDLC to try to make something happen here on the defense. They've actually stacked A's, so this could go very well for them, as Virtus.pro have decided to actually make their plant attempt on A. At least it seems that way right now. They could always split off into CT spawn, but that might actually just happen, because if they do that, they are actually going to be on some nice ranges and angles, and A is kind of a minefield right now.
There's a lot of people waiting, and they have armor, almost all of them, so yeah, this could be scary, but they are still going to go for it. Maniac coming in all the way from the B-bomb site. 5 people here from LDLC, but a good opening from Taz and Snatch. Happy picks up a Khalil, takes the 1 kill. He has armor as well, and oh my god!
Wow.
Happy with a triple spray down at a double for Maniac and LDLC, and that was the jackpot for them.
That was insane. That just worked perfectly. The gamble, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes they just go to the other side and it's just like, wow. So, I'm so sad. But then when they hit the site, you're all there. It all works out perfectly like that. It just feels so good.
Can't remember the last time I've seen like a stack up work that well.
Yeah.
We've seen stacks work in different ways, where a team sort of pushes into a stack and they lose 2 players, then they push away, and then eventually the stack sort of works because they win the round. But this was like just, yeah, they just walked all, you know, the whole team into like a giant bear trap.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That imagery, wow.
I don't know if they make bear traps that big. If they did,
yeah. If they did.
Man-sized bear trap.
Oh my god, that's I
that
know that's gonna haunt me at night.
Are they making a new Saw movie soon? Because I mean,
but right now it looks like Taz is trying to emerge through the apartment set to see if he can find a head with his PD Fitty, and it looks like they're not going to get that much from this so far. Actually, Apex will get dropped by Snacks, so that should be a weapon. And if Izzy can't hold on here, this could get really hairy, and in fact he will go down. The pit is now occupied by Poles, as they should get the plant, but actually, no, the bomb is down over in mid. That's, oh, what a tragedy that is. And Snacks cannot reclaim it with the Galil. This went from really good to really bad.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, obviously, for Virtus.pro, because that could have been really sick if they could have got the bomb down in that 3-on-3 now. Smoke's up as well, so Taz, if he tries to go through here, there's a good chance he'll just end up dying. Maniac's right there, sprays through. Taz on 1 HP, makes it up, but he doesn't have time anyway, so it doesn't even matter. He's going to try and run back in, gets taken down by Maniac, and it is going to be LDLC winning the round. And in spite of that potential to actually get the bomb down, it wasn't good enough. 11-7 here. It's a 4-round difference, and Virtus.pro still cannot buy. So it's probably going to be a 5-round difference here.
Yep.
Which is not, it's still not impossible for Virtus.pro. It's still not impossible, but it's looking really dangerous.
And in the pistol round, I want to like talk about LDLC a little bit from the last half when they were on the terrace side. LDLC are a team that really likes the very well coordinated and structured plays where you have this guy smokes here, this guy smokes here, like very well timed and rehearsed. And they're a big fans of that. But as we see the eco round getting kind of diffused here by LDLC, Virtus.pro play against that style pretty well with the way that they do the setups. It just didn't look so good because LDLC kind of realized they were not using any of those kinds of strats because they kind of realized that because the sacrifice Virtus.pro make is giving up a lot of map control, and so they were just abusing that by just slowly pushing in. And so that was a really interesting thing now that I think about it, from LDLC to realize Virtus.pro and the way that they play and the way that LDLC usually play isn't necessarily compatible, and that they would have to adapt. So I think that's one of the reasons why they've actually managed to do so well.
It makes me wonder if LDLC have like sat down since the first match that got a little bit screwed up and sort of looked at that and just looked at the demo and said, how do we make sure next time we do the rematch that we're going to beat them? Because they have a very good read on the game right now, and you're right, it does sort of feel like they are adjusting
almost too well.
Almost too well. I mean, because it's very difficult. It doesn't seem like it, but it's very difficult to change, especially if you're like in the game. But even if you do it beforehand, changing the way your whole team plays to adjust like to a single team, or what's sometimes referred to as anti-stratting in that sense, it's not easy, and very few people manage to pull it off. This is like an in-game lead. I think it's very lonely work as well, being the one guy sat on a server watching a demo and like figuring out how one team plays. That takes real dedication, but obviously there's a payoff if you do it.
Oh yeah, watching demos back from your opponent's perspectives too is very valuable because you get to see exactly how they react to what you're doing, and that's invaluable too. But we're actually seeing that this is one of the classic kind of Virtus plays here, with all the smokes coming in. It's not the usual brand of a push with the smokes, but this time they smoked off quad, and they're going to go through CT arch, so it's the reverse, and they're wrapping around here. The answer, the response from LDLC is coming in quickly from the B site, so they've got to be fast to get in this bomb site before the rotators come around, and they are just getting shut down. Virtus.pro annihilated in that round.
Oh, mind-bending play from Apex. That was very, very smooth. Just incredible game sense coming out here from the French talent. Okay, so he could have been caught with the smoke out when he was in the bomb site. If they had pushed like 1 second earlier, Apex would have died, and that would have been the round. But instead, he got the smoke up, and then he got the first kill from this angle, and that's very cool. But where the beauty happens is when he starts actually rotating, so that the people coming through from Virtus.pro who think he's still here, they're looking in the wrong way. So he's sort of rotating them around them as they're pushing through the smoke. That looked very sick. That was like, it was like the aim was good, but it was actually like the way he moved his his player around in the game. That was very smart. Very smart play. And
the bomb dropped there, and Kaylee opening up around with quick kills as well. I mean, it gets scary now that Kaylee's picked up the AWP. That's going to be a bit of a change in the way that they're going to do their defense. So I'm quite curious to see how that's going to play out now, because if Virtus can defeat Kaylee's, because they can either challenge Kaylee or they can just give up mid completely.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious which one they'll choose.
I don't know. So I'm trying to take a look at what Kaylee's actually doing here. He spawns somewhat close to the middle. I think you can get a spawn that's like 1 over from this, but it's still pretty close. But he's going to take the long way around. I was wondering if he's going to go like really aggressive apartments. He can still do this running all the way up here, but it seems like Virtus.pro running up the middle instead and not putting that much aggressive on apartments. Over on Banana though, or Mania actually falls back. That's pretty good because they were all running up very aggressively this time. We're looking at a 14-7 scoreline here, and LDLC, they're 2 rounds away from taking a tremendously impressive victory over Virtus.pro. No other way of putting it. Whatever happened last game, this is quite a statement from the Frenchman.
Yeah, this is amazing play from LDLC to be so many rounds rather ahead of Virtus.pro. That is incredible. And Lucy does not fear anything, just running straight up the stairs, finds the head of Neo with the AK. And 1 man less for Virtus.pro in this round.
And
what's looking bad?
What exactly was the plan from Neo going in there? I'm wondering.
I'm not sure exactly. I'm really not sure, because he kind of made his presence a bit too clear. Because you want to be hidden if you're doing that.
The result is that LDLC, they just all stacked up in this bomb site. They got 4 people waiting for 3 members of Virtus.pro to push in, and it's just all over here. Happy and Apex taking easy kills left and right. Taz is going to be alone 1-on-3 here for 25 seconds, and there's absolutely no hope in hell that he's ever going to do this. Doesn't even matter what happens. Happy will drop him down, and it's going to be match and map point for LDLC. That was a very uncoordinated and weird round. If you do want to take the apartments, there's not much of a reason to put a single man to it. Because you can do it more safely, and they had time to do it more safely if they wanted to. It just seems like that was miscommunication and maybe a little bit of, like, lost hope from Virtus.pro. Just like, oh... Neo, you do something in those apartments. We'll do something over at the B-bomb side. It'll be great.
Someone's stolen their steam. Oh, this is gorgeous push from Apex in mid. That is so bad for a team that's already feels down and out. And
that is, if someone had to, I had to put like a team's name on, like, if I had to give the name of a team that does this a lot, it's actually Virtus.pro that like doing, you know, that kind of push. So, and that's something they didn't do like all throughout the first half. And we were wondering about, like, you know, where does it all come in? But obviously LDLC do have the mojo to try and go for it this time. Maniac, Kaylee, it's all happening over the Frenchman. It's going to be Taz left. Looking like a flawless round for the last one, and there is the kill, 16-7, and it is LDLC coming out on top.
Oh
that
my god,
very surprising.
You know what that could have been? It could have been a mixture of two things. LDLC kind of watching the demos over and preparing like really correctly, like we suggested, and maybe Virtus.pro doing the same thing, but maybe overthinking it, maybe?
I don't know.
I don't know what exactly happened, but LDLC, massive props to them. They managed to defeat Virtus.pro. They've been doing amazingly in the FACEIT Spring League. So, I mean, their position is going to be secured for the top 4. So we will see them in the playoffs. So that, you know, competing for that $20,000 raised by the Weapon Skins Project. So I'm just going to give a shout out to the Weapon Skins Project, and also to all the viewers who actually voted, went to the workshop and actually voted for the skins, because, you know, you are part of this, basically. You helped raise this prize pool, essentially, for all these amazing teams to come together and give us amazing evenings of Counter-Strike.
It is good fun, isn't it? Definitely very cool that we have that tool in the community to try and you know, build stuff. I'm hoping we will get even more. I suspect we will. Yeah, that's maybe coming up in the future. But we'll be back tomorrow, won't we, Dan? We will be back tomorrow for some more games. We have Wizards and LDLC, Virtus.pro, LGB, dignitas, FNATIC, and we're finishing off with NIP Titan. Oh, damn. That's going to be a sick game. Got to stick around for all of that. Yeah. So I also want to shout out Twitch and eGaming Bets also for supporting us. All this wouldn't be possible without their support as well. And of course, check out the FACEIT platform. It is pretty awesome. It's seeing some really sick activity. I think we saw like 100 ongoings or something crazy. Everyone's is playing and checking it out. 128 tick servers. You get the matchmaking, the new leagues and ladders. Go test it out. Go give the feedback as well, because the FACEIT crew are very receptive to that. Of course. Yeah, it's true. They're very excited as well, because it's been a while since I've been, you know, hanging out with you guys, basically, and then people around the office too, really happy about the way things are going. So yeah, it does make a difference to actual people on the other end too. Yeah, you should go and follow us on Twitter as well. It's at followddk. Yes. For you. You just changed it. And it's at nipanders for me. I think I just recently broke like 12,000 followers on Twitter. So nice. If you guys go and follow me, then I can have like more followers, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm not actually sure what you're helping Counter-Strike, right, Anders? Yeah, exactly. Saving Counter-Strike, if you follow me, is definitely what's happening. But it'll be useful eventually, I'm sure. So just do that, and you can keep up with what I'm doing. I'll probably be like tweeting pictures of London tomorrow, I imagine. So yeah, that's it. Nice. I'll show you the burger that I showed Cadian. I took a picture of Cadian with this huge burger, and he was really impressed. So I have to show that to you tomorrow. Are we gonna go for huge burgers? Is that it? Well, I can show you. You can see if it takes your fancy. But I think that is all from me and Anders and FACEIT TV for tonight, guys. Join us tomorrow for more sick Counter-Strike action here for the FACEIT Spring League. See you then.